So speaking of things happening in your bunks, welcome to the Average Adventuring Party podcast that you're hopefully listening to as you fall asleep at night.
Will happen in their bunks.
Wait a minute.
I'm Ira Glass, and this is This American Life. This Alluring Life.
What?
Oh, you don't get that reference? Oh, gee, that was a high IQ reference.
Okay, now
I think you're targeting the wrong audience here.
It took me a minute to process that.
Okay, I'm sorry that reference didn't have enough dicks in it.
Oh, yes, I get that one.
Mouth stuff.
Yes, mouth stuff. Yes.
What happened last time, you guys?
We kicked the shit out of some fucking assholes.
We try to push our shit in because we can't roll worth shit.
Suna got a captain's hat.
Kano beat the shit out of our brawler.
Out of 3 out of 4 party members.
Yeah, I actually came out pretty good.
Yeah, Todoki came out with more hit points than anyone.
That's true.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's actually pretty accurate. Todoki, I don't think took that much damage.
Todoki's like, "Hey, go do the thing. I'm shooting from back here. You're doing good."
But
I mean,
so we killed Todoki's cousin, who was the mage, and I think we got revenge because we unwittingly got revenge for an entirely 3/4 different group of party members because that mage was the guy that tortured Shannara.
So fuck that mage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not that our characters knew that anyway. But maybe soon.
I was gonna say I probably did.
But
not that this player's still mad at him.
Yeah, we don't really care about Ardith or Suna or anyone like that.
But then
I do.
We fought Butano, and she, when she saw that she was defeated, she offed herself and threw herself off of the airship, which the cannons started firing like crazy, and Suna grabbed the captain's hat, and once she grabbed it, it gave her command of the ship, and she was able to gain control of it, and now we gotta figure out what to do now.
And I just have to say, if you don't like the foxes driving, just get out of the fucking way, because she's got cannons.
Hey, the Druid Moots have an airship now.
Oh, great. Then we can talk about it for a fucking week.
Yeah, really.
Grand Theft
How much do we like these Druid Moots?
I mean, we let them keep talking while we go blow up camps.
Yeah, but we gotta turn off the thing that kills the forests if we want to take it anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one with the captain's hat.
Yeah.
That is
So
true.
that's your job.
That is true.
Make it happen, Captain.
Come on, Captain Foxpants.
All right, Whisper's gonna start wearing suspender or overalls and
Are you going to tell her to do a barrel roll?
No. Whisper's going to be wearing overalls and twirling a parasol around. Thought spores will be about how much Whisper wants strawberries.
Oh, he just wants a pretty dress.
So coveralls then.
So does that...
He hasn't had nothing twixt his nethers.
Does that mean that Todoki's a doctor?
Nothing twixt Whisper's nethers that ain't been running on ether going on a year now. And Suna can't hear that, but Gio could stand to hear some more.
Only because that's.
And then we're gonna go to some crappy town, and then they're gonna have a statue of Giovanna there.
Yeah.
But I don't like where this is going because Todoki is the prim and proper elf, as close as prim and proper as this crew has. So
I mean, your other prim and proper options would be the preacher or the companion.
Or the companion.
no, well, I mean he's being the engineer, so
You can be
gotta
a doctor.
have a doctor. Yeah.
You get to slam some mushrooms around.
Oh, wait a minute.
So, you got it all out?
No, we're gonna call this Iceland. This new saga.
Ice bug.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to say it, but
All right. It was a good podcast while it lasted.
And Suna is naming the ship Shmerinity.
Placidity.
Placid.
It's a Dragonfly class ship.
We don't know. You invented the ship.
You have a pilot named Bathe.
We're gonna have a shepherd named Paige.
Tome.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah.
You've got a gunner named, I don't know, Sophia.
Tan jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, got some tan jackets.
And now Tara is going to be our friend.
The most scary step in here.
Well, I'm just going to scrap my notes. I think we've made
You're the one who fucked up and gave us an airship.
That is true.
No,
He's like,
see,
oh,
I
look,
think
engine trouble.
You're looking at this incorrectly. You're the one who fucked up and accepted the airship.
I mean, it was just laying around.
Yeah. We found it. It followed us home.
Actually, about that. So, when you get on the ground, Suna actually has to stop at a certain point because she realizes as you're walking towards the temple that the ship is slowly following her. At any point you guys are walking and Suna stops and looks over her shoulder and the ship is just a little bit closer.
Shippy. No.
Did I at least figure it out how to turn off the kill the forests?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was helped by, at a certain point, you realized that the two brownies, Better Tom and Best Tom, had tricked all of the remaining sovereignty soldiers into massacring each other. So, past a certain point, you guys were the only ones on the ship and nobody
Wow.
to run the weapons.
The ship is an entire war crime.
So that tracks with our normal track record.
I mean, yes.
I mean, they were committing war crimes first, darn it.
Yeah.
But you're able to... It takes you a minute, but you're able to tell the ship what to do.
Sit. Stay.
It's got a bunch of... It's hard to do because, think about it like a series of menus, right? You're looking at the commands, but the commands are in a completely foreign language that you have no idea what they are. And then when you look at them again, they have semi-translated themselves. And, as you are walking the mile or two to the temple, it's able to fully configure itself to your brain meats.
Tiny little fox brain.
Hey, it's not that tiny.
head's pretty big.
Suna's head is the biggest part of her.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
But-
the ego, at least, yeah.
But, you're able to see that Utano had she had spent a lot of time pre-configuring things. So she just has a favorites list of commands
Shortcuts.
as well as keeping her journals in there.
And did it also happen to have the locations of the other camps already mapped in there or something?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
By the time you get back to the temple, the whole place is more or less in disarray.
That would assume that it was in array at all in the first place.
Suna's father actually kept it pretty well, separated and organized between the various enclaves. The big thing was when all the soldiers were jumping off the ship, a lot of them landed here and started fighting. So there are quite a few various peoples dead. At one point you look over and a Wendigo has an entire elf and is just biting into its ribs.
Good job.
Oh, did we see Utano's corpse anywhere?
You did not.
Can Whisper search for it? Splitting off?
Say what?
Can Whisper split off and search for it?
Sure.
We gotta make sure she's dead.
Ooh.
I agree.
23.
23. We'll say that Whisper, he's gone for, at least one of his copies is gone for a very long time. And he comes back sometime later while you guys are, counting casualties and making sure all the elves are dead. He has got a burned and broken sword that looks like the one Utano was carrying.
But no corpse.
But no corpse.
Did I find a corpse?
You did not.
Just the sword.
Just the sword.
Stand by my previous statement. Zambano coming back.
Is it?
Don't really like that idea.
Okay, can
So-
I take some recoveries real quick?
Yeah.
Because I just realized, oh yeah, I have 16 hit points.
I'm pretty sure that there's like people here that can heal you instead.
Yeah, if you go over to, we'll say that frog person, Sareep, is handing out like these little herbal pouches and instructing people to put them under their tongue and let them melt. You're able to just recover your hit points.
Thank you.
Whisper walks over to Suna and gets down onto one knee, presenting the sword.
Yeah, it is now about the size of an actual sword.
Is the blade still intact and everything?
Yes.
It's just burnt?
Yeah. It appears to have been broken off at about the 3/4 point.
Is it still mostly handle?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Trophy is the thought that comes from the thought spore.
You didn't happen to see the body anywhere around the sword?
Dishonorable thief elf, probably faked death. Scoured forest, never found body.
Okay.
We can always stab her again when we see her.
That's true.
Mage definitely dead.
Yes, mage, definitely.
That's
dead.
true. That is very true. I'm sure Ardith will be happy to know that. Not that you know who Ardith is, but I'm gonna give the sword to since you lost your sword.
Thank you.
I don't know how well it'll work, but
I can
it's
still whack
something.
things with it.
Yeah,
There's an
it's
edge on
something.
it still.
Yeah. It looks like whatever enchantment was on it is broken.
Yeah.
But it is a functional
Choppy chop.
katana,
Yeah.
basically.
You can't really stab forward with it, but you can still chop.
That's fine. If they're close enough that I'm trying to swing, then I've done something wrong.
Suna's mother comes by at one point. She's carrying a large load of bandages, and she walks by Suna and like stops.
Hello.
Is now the time to change your fashion? Not that I'm complaining, but that hat's a little big on you.
I know, isn't it great?
Thought spore of Suna striking down Utano and Utano killing herself and throwing herself off of the railing of the ship, and then Suna taking control of the ship and landing it.
Oh. Well, that's fortuitous. I don't think that means the war is over, though.
But now it's Captain Suna.
You have an airship now. Yay!
Oh.
Yes, her head did get bigger.
And then another thought spore of just like a time lapse of a bunch of druids talking and like the sun going over like a and meanwhile like more and more of the forest is getting like burned, like shrinking and dying.
Your mother points at the fear eater, who, if you recall, is appears to be a large weeping willow. Now all of his willow fronds are just blood red, and says, "Well, we have to. The moots are still technically in effect, even if they're interrupted."
In fact, we have to start back over.
Oh, no. We don't have to start over, but we do have to continue the conversation until it's done. The moot continues until it's done. Regardless of if representatives have to leave. There's provisions for that.
Of
Okay.
course there is.
So, did we lose anybody?
Yes. Quite a few, actually.
Okay, anybody important?
Well, Suna, we're all important in the grand scheme of the
Oh,
forest.
I understand, but get to it. Anybody, like any high moots or...
Critical.
Asking anybody
Anyone?
she
Critical.
cares about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dad okay?
Oh, yes, your father is quite all right. He's actually, I believe, fending off some passes from at least 2 of the Lamia that he saved.
Okay, what about those stupid elves that are helping us?
Oh, yes, they actually saved quite a few lives
Oh, that's good. That's good.
by warding against some of the magics that...
That's good. That's good. What about the willow?
She points. He's right there.
Yeah.
But he's live.
It's probably
More
feeding
alive than
them.
He is
I
sated.
As far as I
No,
am
I
aware,
don't know this.
as far as I am aware,
species.
but I'm not going to go ask it.
Whisper sends a
that's
thought
true.
spore about others of their kind,
Whose kind?
like Whisper's kind.
Oh, we haven't had any contact. What part of the forest were you from? We're, as far as we can tell, and she sets her bandages down, and another, we'll say a couple of kids come up and take them, and she says, go take those over there to Sarip Reap. And they run off. So as far as we can tell, we're actually isolated here in this part of the forest. The dead zones are all around us.
Whisper sends a thought spore of the little area in the forest, kind of like a zoom out or a zoom in on like a specific part of the forest where there's like a small little myconid colony that they haven't seen in since they went to join Suna.
Oh, no. We haven't had any contact. I'm sorry.
We can use the ship Whisper, once we deal with all this and go over there and see if they're still there.
I don't... Is that wise?
I mean,
Doesn't that sort of just make you a large target?
once we deal with all the camps and everything, I mean, there shouldn't be anything to target.
Whisper will go to the willow. Mm-hmm. And
Whenever you go up to it, you send a thought spore, and no response. No response. No
check
response.
to see if the willow is okay.
Yeah, you finally go around one side, look in its mouth, and one single tiny spore comes and touches you, and it is the equivalent of an away message that just goes.
It's in a food
Food
coma.
coma.
All right.
I feel that.
When you do that, or while you're doing that, Suna's mother says, "Well, I'm going to go. The moots are still ongoing, and all of our preparations for the day have been disrupted. We're going to have to restart everything. So, if you'll excuse me, Captain." And she gives you a hug. Says, "For what it's worth, I'm glad you're not dead.
Me too.
Also, for what it's worth, I hope you don't start bragging about this already like your father over there."
Start bragging about what? The fact that I won, that I'm a captain, that I have a ship?
Yes.
Too late.
Haven't you heard there should be a mandatory adjustment period between your victories and when you first start bragging? It's good for the digestion.
No,
Who has time like that?
really. And the story's got to
What are you
get
talking
out
about?
there to fear others,
She's going to be alive for the rest of time, provided she doesn't die. So she's got time.
Rest of us
About
don't.
that, what if I already died once? Does that still work?
Huh. Listen, I'm just a gardener.
Okay,
Why would she be alive all of time?
has black smoke ever come out of your gardening hands and killed a flower?
What an oddly specific question.
I mean, I've seen it done.
I've spent a fair amount of time with your father, and he smokes, but that doesn't kill plants.
Yeah, not the same. Okay.
But then it does kill plants.
To answer your
Slowly.
question, young man, your people bear a similar physiology. You
But not technically forever.
Oh, well, as we're technically divine beings, provided nothing unnatural happens to us. I mean, my great-grandfather lived to be tens of thousands of years old.
Huh.
And he didn't go fast enough.
That's so true.
Yeah, he was still alive when she was born.
Yes.
We finally had to make him go on an adventure. And as far as we know, he's still alive.
Maybe.
Insufferable man.
As long as he didn't wander off homeward where I come from.
Oh,
He's probably still alive.
just curmudgeonly.
Oh, maybe he met Iacus's family. That would be cool. The Cyclops, or not Cyclops.
Yeah,
The Centaurs. I knew what I meant.
Minotaur.
Well, no. No, see, he is a Minotaur, but his family... Did I not tell you this story before?
I'm sorry, what?
His family is a centaur. He has a son and everything.
How does that work?
I don't know. That's what he used to tell us.
Suna's mother just starts, yeah, yes, very interesting, dear. And
I used to play with his nose ring, Mom. I'm going to get a nose ring. He's going to help.
well, you live your life, Captain.
So, is there any place where they have the alcohol and maybe some fun ingredients? 'Cause I think everybody needs a drink.
Sure. I mean, Saripreep makes this wonderful herbal intoxicant.
I'm going to go make friends with them some more.
Oh, by all means.
I'm going to go check with the elves.
Do we know where our elven body hostage is?
The elves have him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to go check with the elves.
Guess I'll go with you.
All right, so you two approach the Elven Enclave.
Yes.
Ivaris meets you as you're coming in. He seems to be directing repairs to some of the towers, bits and pieces of which were knocked off and are kind of making whereas before it was making this very low, pleasant sort of wind chime, pipe organ type music. Now it's much louder and slightly discordant. And he is directing repairs. When he sees you, he says, "Oh, yes, you made it. Congratulations."
Captain Suna's here.
I'm not familiar with this title. Is that one of import?
Yes. Do you not see my captain's hat? That is now my ship.
Interesting.
Yes. So I just wanted to verify that the body, the host, the vessel is still alive and okay.
Yes, we took significant losses of our own,
Oh, that sucks.
shielding your vessel and your soul gem.
Ah, y'all are awesome.
Yes, he points at just laying on a chair is another elf who appears to be asleep. He says, for example, she expended so much magical energy, she will be in a coma for some time, I imagine.
Fortunately, we live so long, it'll be but a moment for her.
If she awakens.
Then it won't be an issue.
The difference between your people and mine is that we are beings of magic, whereas you are not. So if we expend magic, there is a price to pay.
Absolutely.
Having said that, I take it you are successful.
Of course, we're always successful. But might I ask with what?
Quite. Are you ready to begin the transfer?
Oh, success. Wait a minute. Weren't you the one trying to be successful? Did you figure out the...
Pretty sure he just means with defending, with defeating the elves.
Oh.
I think Captain Suna's question is, have y'all finished your preparations for the ritual?
Yes.
Okay. Then we will...
However, we are going to need a power source, as my people are drained.
The ship is pretty powerful.
Yes.
Could you drain the power from the ship?
Yes.
Point of order. Don't you want that flying ship?
Yes, I do. Do you have another suggestion of a power source?
I was going to ask him what might be used for a power source.
Oh. Okay, what else can be used for a power source?
Because there may be plenty of elven prisoners.
I suppose we could
Blood sacrifice.
partially drain a section of the forest.
No. That is not an option.
I suppose we could find a being composed entirely of magic and drain it.
And would that being be sacrificing their life? I mean, that being would be no more?
More than likely, we would need several. Your ship is a good candidate.
So unless you have another idea.
I mean, those fairies were slightly annoying.
Ooh, what if we had a bunch of fairies?
Oh, their lives and energies are brief and unuseful.
What about harpies?
They're all dead.
Hey, we might be able to find more.
I suppose you could raid a harpy nest for enough scavenged items, but they themselves are useless.
Hear me out. You let him take part of the forest, then you give him that part of the forest. Right? They were wanting a piece of the forest.
I'm good with that.
No.
No, I wasn't saying that where he could hear it. I'm doing that as an aside to you. Like, I'm not. I don't like the guy, but I'm not gonna fuck us over.
I mean, if we do give up our ship, that is true. We won't have a way to get to the other camps.
You wouldn't require to give up your ship. Just temporary use of it.
But if you're going to drain the magic,
Not all of it.
Well, see, why don't you say those things?
So,
I apologize for expecting you to have a slight understanding of how magic works.
whisper thought spore of the giant crystal that they were using to shoot electricity everywhere. It was
The
separate,
cartridges.
Yes, that would be
yeah.
a good conduit.
and they were loading several of them up, and they were separate from the parts that made the ship move. And even though Whisper doesn't know a lot about ships, able to figure that out pretty.
He was on the nearly on the receiving end of said crystal. He got up close and personal.
so we have some crystals you could use for powers.
Just an aside, outside of the game, it makes me laugh that you're like, "Ooh, use the crystals; they'll fix everything." Because
Crystals do.
I
I have my amethyst in my pocket right now. Actually, no, I have my rose quartz in my pocket right now.
You're welcome, Gary.
Just for that, I'm taking the ship.
Figured you'd appreciate that.
So,
The only crystal that does anything is ruby quartz, and it contains Cyclops' optic blasts.
Counterpoint: if Florida taught me anything, crystal meth also works.
See, in my game, we have crystals and cheesehead dice.
so
Now we just need oils.
Ivaris says, if you move your ship above my library, we should be able to tap into its potential.
While he's saying that, I'm telling the ship to move.
Just Independence Day kind of thing. The shadows.
The ship hovers over the library, and he reaches up his sleeve and pulls out a staff and points it at his tower, which begins to grow and grow, and it just meets the bottom of the ship. And he says, "You can go about your business now. Just don't move the ship."
How long do we need until the ritual can begin? Or be done, or
Why?
whatever.
Are you in a hurry?
I'd like to know how much longer I have to deal with this traditional BS. Of eat, talk, eat, talk, eat, talk, done with the talking.
I think she's trying to say the faster you have the ritual done, the faster you'll be rid of her.
Well,
Hey,
she has to
Our soul-sucking guy's asleep.
Huh.
She has to remain long enough to honor her deal.
Ah, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Whisper's thought spore of Suna like sleeping until like Whisper nudges her awake, and she can be like, "Oh, elves, give them a forest."
That's true.
So
Okay.
when it is done, it will be done. But I would think sometime today.
But I mean, I'm going to be there when you perform the ritual. You're not going to just
No.
perform the ritual and give me the guy.
No.
No to which part? I'm not going to be there when you perform the ritual? You're just going to give me the guy?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to say thanks and walk away to find Gio.
Really quickly. When you say give her the guy, are you talking about after the soul has been put into him? Or
Correct.
just the shell? Okay.
You
all
have
right.
to.
Just making sure.
He had to specify.
Then I'll follow her.
Gio's hoping Reap Reap get a lot of people drunk.
Whisper sends a thought spore to the elf, apologizing for not being able to speak, but then also asking if it can use those crystals to recharge the spent energy of its people. Of the people that.
No. Fundamentally, there is a difference in the way our magics work. It's actually going to take some time and effort on my part to be able to siphon energy from that ship. I don't imagine that I could throttle it down to such a point that it would be easily or safely handled into one of my people. That is like trying to fill a thimble with a lake.
Whisper nods and looks forlornly at the sleeping elf, and for the first time is looking at starting to feel some complicated emotions for creatures, and walks away.
Mm-hmm. He watches you go and then goes into his library.
So, Todoki,
Yes.
before you get drunk,
Yes.
you, me, and Gio need to figure something out. So you,
I don't like fox people.
we don't need to figure that out. That is like not a. You and Gio maybe.
No.
We could figure that out.
We're good.
I could help.
I
Oh, I could be your wingman.
No. I don't care that
That'll
you
be
actually
fun.
turn into something with
Oh,
wings.
I helped Galdrian. He had this devil
I
prince
misunderstood.
that and I helped him get with her. He had
That's not
three.
something you should brag
He
about.
had three.
You damned his eternal soul?
I mean, he had already done that part. I helped with the sex portion.
Oh my.
And he got with two sisters.
Now I know why they
I'm
call
a good
you the Forest
wingman.
Witch.
I'm a good wingman.
You corrupt people.
Anyways, this is besides the point. So anyways, we need... Are you listening to me? Stop
Yes.
looking at the alcohol.
But, yes, I'm listening.
Okay. So...
Not me this time.
Oh no, Steph! I'm just looking at her. Okay, sorry. So we need to go over this letter and figure out something we can ask the new soul in the body to know if it's really him. We have to come up with something
Well, I mean,
that only he might know.
or not to be terribly clever or anything. Why not just ask it its name whenever it first shows up? Because if it were some random soul, it wouldn't know that it's supposed to be this guy, right? So, whenever he comes there, what do you ask him? Hey, what's your name?
This is why I keep you around.
I know you're trying to be overly complicated, but there's beer there. And
Do you have,
I'm just-
do you have a backup question, though, just in case?
what his birthday was?
I don't know his birthday. It does not say that in the letter.
I would probably know, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's a state holiday.
Yeah, like it'd be. So yeah, ask him name, birth date. You know what his first university teacher's name was. Yeah, stuff like that.
But wouldn't everybody know that?
No, not everybody. I mean, technically, yeah, probably everybody would know, but this would have to be a soul that was sucked out, and they would have had to convince that person, oh, you're going to be the prince's son. And then, like, that's a long con to get your soul ripped out of a body. So either it's our guy, or it's somebody pretending to be our guy, and, you know, that's just too convoluted. I think, ask him his name. Ask him when he was born. The elf we grabbed, was it a guy or a girl? I didn't pay attention.
Pretty sure it was a guy.
I hope so. He'd be in for a weird day otherwise.
Could be interesting. But no, I'm pretty sure it was a guy.
Okay.
Okay, go have your fun. Go drink.
Hey! Reap Reap!
Yeah, Sarif Reap kind of gives you a once-over, and it's like, I can tell you are in pain, my friend.
Oh, it hurts. So bad.
And he hands you this, it's a very, like, herbal, medicinal brew. And
I hurt more than this.
and he says,
Is this what you want? Is this what you want? Huh?
He says-
Geo
he
like
says
dangles
that-
some beer.
he says, then take 2 draughts of it.
Yes!
Hey, Gio.
Yeah.
Isn't Todoki cute sometimes?
I mean, for a pretty boy elf, I guess so.
yeah.
Why?
I'm drinking both draughts.
Oh, you know, he can be cute sometimes. Oh,
Where are you going with this?
Todoki, it starts with a numbness, and then you just become more numb.
You're not supposed to take things from the bright-colored frogs. I remember this now. Okay,
Are you a puddle now?
Yeah, you know, eventually someone just like guides you over to a tree and sets you down, and you know, make sure you're in the shade. You have a cup of water near you.
And you're not gonna like drown on your own saliva.
Yeah.
hey,
yeah.
hey, Whisper.
You are dealing with a half of a whisper.
Half of a whisper. So, you know, around the forest and everything, you like to put your little spores.
Whisper nods.
So, how about once we get the moots to agree to, you know, focus on the elves portion of the forest first, you know, the jerky people that are helping us out over there. How about you happen to go over there and spore all over that part of the forest that they are supposed to go to?
Whisper shakes their head.
No? Oh, you're just trying to help their forest grow.
Whisper shakes their head.
No. Are you okay, little guy?
Whisper shakes their head.
What's the matter?
Whisper sends the thought spore of seeing no other people of Whisper's kind, and then seeing the true elves perhaps never waking up, and then of seeing perhaps some of the people that were lost when the elves attacked the druid moots. And then seeing the soldiers of the Sunchaser Sovereignty who were killed. And you see that Whisper has learned the idea of mourning for the deaths of others.
So, I understand all that. That's part of war. And I want you to know that you can't give up hope that other of you, and I'm going to point, at you, are out there. Because let me tell you, I didn't think there was any more foxes out there. Well, besides my parents,
Whisper sends another thought spore. And it shows Whisper's people growing and choking out other life. And now Whisper is scared that that's what Whisper is going to do. And that's why Whisper doesn't want to do that anymore.
Well, actually, I have a really good idea. See, in part of my adventuring with Galdrian, the guy that gives me cookies, he might give you a cookie if you really want one. But anyways, we came across this cave, and him and the cow person I keep telling you guys about ended up getting spored, and we had to put handkerchiefs over our mouth and everything. But anyways, we met someone like you. I don't know if it's exactly like your species, but he was a big mushroom dude too, and he was on the wall of a cave, and he was living in this cave, and it was really cool, and he spored everywhere, and we had to protect them, and maybe we could introduce you to him, and y'all could live together in this cave.
You see spores trying to leave the forest and just dissolving right away.
So then maybe I could bring some of his spores to you. And then maybe you could be family.
Whisper shakes their head. And
She's a bumblebee. She's cross-pollinating.
Whisper sends another thought spore of the last little bit of Whisper going out, the last little spore going, and the forest starting to regrow.
No, we'll find you a place. Don't worry about that. You're not going nowhere.
Put them in a jar.
I don't know about a jar. The last time I got a little, see, we called him Cabby, and I thought that he would help us. You don't want me taking care of stuff like that. So, no, that's not going to
Pour
happen.
in a jar. I'll take you with me.
So, no, but try to have hope that there are others out there. If not, have hope in the fact that Galdrian has always taught me that you are a family once you start fighting with somebody, and they have your back, and they protect you. So we may not look like you. And don't you dare ever spore on me.
Again.
Again. But yes, you're not going anywhere. We will figure something out. Just like I am sure those asshole of an elf will figure something out. That chick can wake up. If he doesn't, I'm sure somewhere we will.
Whisper nods. And
Now, can I have a pillow? You said I could sleep on you and you'd wake me up when stuff happens.
Give him a hug. He needs a hug.
Todoki, do you
forms
need a
like a
hug?
little vine pillow and pats.
And as I'm falling asleep, I'm going to say, see? Family.
So,
With Galdrian, though. Cookies.
Todoki, every now and then one of the frog people comes by and just checks on you. Yeah, still,
Pick up my arm and just...
Suna's mom, Naoko, grabs Gio at a certain point and has you start helping with the cooking. Mm-hmm. Suna is jolted awake around dark by just a massive series of warnings from her hat about energy use. And when you look up in the sky, the ship is glowing a faint green.
Is Todoki still out?
Yeah, probably.
No, Todoki.
Your mom
Didn't even overdo it this time.
Your mom walks by and says, "Well, I was wondering if you were going to sleep the whole day away. The moots are about to start. The sun is almost under the trees."
Good. Do you have anything for a headache? It's very loud under this hat at the moment. It's hard being a captain.
And you're able to silence them, but your mother hands you some, just like this little pouch, and says you can take as many of those as you want.
Are they cookies?
I was going to say, I don't know that... I don't know, usually when you hand me stuff, you give me a specific amount I have to take, and now all of a sudden I can take as many?
Sure, you're an adult and a captain now.
Oh, that's right. Thanks, Mom. I mean, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Don't forget
Don't forget what?
that we're going to be starting soon.
Oh,
That's promising.
yeah. I won't hold my breath.
Uh,
But I'll go get Geo and Whisper and...
you might want to get Todoki some water.
Maybe.
Splash.
I was going to say, I might splash some on him.
Yeah, Todoki, you're still tingly in your extremities and your tongue is still numb.
I have a very bad dry mouth. Any water?
I'm going to throw some more water on you.
Less water. Ugh. Why do y'all keep doing this to me? Why can't this forest just have normal beer?
What around you would ever make you think that anything is normal?
That's a fair point.
Talking
and probably
fox?
one of the most reasonable things you've said this entire campaign.
Thank you.
I mean, Smokey makes reasonably normal stuff. Do you want a hangover cure?
Yes.
I got
please.
you one. Here you go.
Please.
Can you hold it yourself or do we need you sitting down?
I can hold it just fine
Yeah, no.
with both my hands.
Gio's gonna hold the cup for him. And,
Is it just another one of the pouches that Cerebri packed?
it's actually like tomato juice and typical
Hair of the dog.
hair of the dog, hole in the wall, bartender,
There's some
hangover cure,
tomato juice, some vodka, an egg,
Tabasco sauce.
Tabasco sauce.
Oh, this is nasty.
Can you really taste it with your numb tongue?
But why does it work?
So while this was
Electrolytes.
happening, can I describe what I would like the other half of Whisper to have been doing?
Sure.
Whisper was gathering all the dead Sunchaser Sovereignty troops that they could find.
Not many,
Not many, but
because the
Wendigos were hungry.
the Wendigos took care of a fair few of them, but the people burned them to get them out of the. They piled the bodies and burnt them.
Did we get them out of the ship?
yeah, like
The ship is going to need
Yeah,
some
ship
deep
is-
cleaning.
particularly the ones that Whisper may have killed. And Whisper was that half of Whisper probably also split themselves up and was making little burial mounds for them.
Sure.
And just like putting like little rocks in the shapes of their faces on them. And just like sitting there. And has come back and reformed back into normal Whisper.
Yeah. So Yoshiyuki raises his hand and says, "I'm calling forth the next night of meeting to order. We've suffered some losses and casualties, so there will be a few changes in representatives." And he begins naming all the representatives. And He says, and the next order of business. And from behind all of you, out at the edge of the trees, you hear a voice go, "You forgot one. I claim my right as a representative." And when you turn around, there are about 100 ghosts sitting at the edge of the forest. Utano is at their head. Where they're walking, the life is just draining out of the ground. And she says, "We recognize that we are unable to join your moot without causing catastrophic damage. So we have taken it amongst ourselves to elect a living representative." And she points at Suna. "You affected us most in life. It's only fair that you affect us most in death as well."
That's a great torture, Utano. She hates the moot
At which point,
traditions.
Suna's fur around her eyes starts to darken, and it looks almost like she's crying these black tears that just leave streaks down her face. And she says, "You'll do, and we'll be in touch. Suna is our representative now. She speaks for our portion of the forest." And then they disappear. Yoshiyuki looks around, says, "And we recognize Suna of the dead forest." And that's where we'll leave off.
The fuck?
Seriously.
I mean, it's not quite Zambano or Zambitano, but close.
Hey, she's dead.
Yeah, that's true. You killed her. Now you get to put up with her for the rest of eternity.
I'm not dead yet.
No, but you live effectively forever.
You are the necro guardian of the forest. So, hey, you got ghosts and you got dead forest.
Yes.
And now, since you're their representative, that means that you have to listen to dead people talk to you, namely Utano.
Thank you
Enjoy.
for that.
Yeah. Galdrian's around, and you're like, you hear Utano, like, "Oh, look at that pretty boy. I should have killed him before. Shut up. No. Ah. And Galdrian's like, "What the fuck's up, Suna?"
Galdrian's already going to be upset because of tattoos.
Well, Galdrian's got bitchin' tattoos. He's
I think it's cool that she's going through her goth phase now, though.
I mean, that's true.
goth fox.
Goth thoughts.
Oh, and I could really get my nose pierced and my ears. Well, I already got the one ear pierced. Mm-hmm. But
So, you guys got anything else? No?
You missed an opportunity to make her lose an eye.
no.
You know, I had thought about somehow giving her a patch that was full of, like, spider eyes so she could see in different vision
Oh my
spectrums.
god.
But,
No.
yeah, I figured Ray would never forgive me for putting a spider element on her character.
Now, the question I do have is, was the soul swap successful?
That's a good question. And
Join us on the next episode of Dragon...
yeah, catch us on season 4 in 2024 to find out the answer to that.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
So that's all I've got for this episode and this arc. For those of you listening at home, find us at the places, do the things, leave reviews, sponsor F-bombs, all the fun stuff.
I'm next.
Wait, you mean that's it? That's it?
That's
There's
it.
no more of it?
Where's the rest of it?
Where's the rest of it?
Nope. That's it.
The fuck, man?
Up next,
Up
we
next.
have Artists Campaign, and then we get back to our characters.
Shit, I gotta remember how to play a rogue.
It's easy. Just stab shit and get really
Yeah.
angry.
Stabby.
That's true.
and to always take care of family. You're like Dom from Fast and the Furious.
It's going to be the telenovela
No, it'd be more like
season.
Michelle Rodriguez's character,
Yeah.
since she's the angry, stabby person.
True.
True.
That talks about family.
Yeah.
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 So, speaking of family, do the things at the places. Tell your family. They should listen to us.
Don't do mouth stuff to your family.
Hey, at least this
I don't
time
know,
I didn't
maybe.
mess up the outro with like 10 minutes of laughter, right?
No, we just had that during the game.
I kept it quiet.
And thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time.
But then we don't see them.